Good evening, sisters. I just need to talk to you. Not about the Supreme Court and all the foolishness that is happening there, but about how we're feeling right now. I don't know about you, but I am mad as hell. In my spirit, this just feels everything that's happening is so wrong. It is so against what we as a country stand for. And I see you. Many of you have told me how angry you are. I've received so many texts and emails and in group chat talking about just the rage, the fury that we feel about what's happening right now. I think we have every right to be angry. If anger is not the appropriate emotion for what is happening right now, I'm not quite sure what is. Last week on Wednesday, the Supreme Court gutted what remained of the Voting Rights Act. Justice Kagan said in her dissent two words that I'd like us to remember: since Reconstruction. And that means all the years of progress, 60 years of progress made with the Voting Rights Act, essentially erased with one decision. That white hot anger that is erupting in some of us is grounded. It has a name. It's called righteous anger. It's not a flaw. It's not a weakness by any means on our part. I think it's our ancestors calling out to us to say this is not what we bled and some died for to achieve in this country. But yet we're getting mixed messages saying that we're being extra and too much. We are not being too much. This situation is too much. That's the difference. But what happens when we try and bury the anger and the feelings that we have? Um, because we've been trained since we were little girls, right? To um, get over it, to stuff down the feelings and carry on, do whatever it was we were supposed to be doing in that moment. And I'm here to call all of that foolishness today because when we push our anger down, when we soldier on, when we push through, something happens to us, to our bodies when we do that. All that stuff has to go somewhere. It metabolizes, it metastasizes inside of us. It becomes insomnia and anxiety and depression and just a bone deep tiredness that will negatively impact how we're able to show up in this fight and impact our ability to win these fights. We have watched too many sisters burn out completely and leave this work. There's a Facebook group that I'm a part of sisters who have just sat down and said they are not going to show up. And I'd like to ask us to reject the dichotomy that we're either in the fight or we're at rest. This moment calls for us to do both, to coalesce, to organize, to lock arms with sisters and say, I'm going to tag in and do these things. And when I tag out, I'm going to, tag you in so that you can, keep moving the work forward. But while we're resting, we can't have any guilt or shame or whatever related to that rest. I have a quote here that's from Audre Lorde that says, caring for myself is not self-indulgence. It is self-preservation. It is an act of political warfare. And this moment calls for us to rest because rest is not surrender. It's from that rested place that we're going to be able to, again, tap into the energy that we need to be able to stand up an effective response to what's happening right now. I want to pause for a second and help us to remember that we are starting from potentially a place of strength. Congress has the ability to restore the Voting Rights Act. Full stop. The John R. Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act is sitting in Congress right now today, named for our now ancestor who was beaten to death, nearly beaten to death on the Edmund Pettus Bridge, and suffered many losses, like so many of our ancestors who marched and protested and sat in and did all of the things to enable the Voting Rights Act to be passed in 1965. Our elected officials need to be reminded clearly and firmly and consistently that they work for us. Full stop again. You have a right to contact them. You have an obligation to let them know how you feel about the Voting Rights Act and all the other issues that impact your life and your community, your family, etc. We have to hold them accountable to us. We vote for folks and then we give them somewhat of a pass and don't hold their feet to the fire, sometimes not enough, to move things forward that will help not just us, but so many people here in the country. When you scroll down in this video, you'll see today a series of things that you could do on behalf of voting rights. So make some phone calls. We give you a little script. Send a letter. We give you a sample letter that you can send as is, or you can change it. It's super easy when you enter your information to be able to send the letter to the right elected officials that represent you. So today is Mobilize Monday. Read all the details below, but take a moment to rest. Call your girlfriends, go for a walk, laugh a little, watch something on TV that'll just make you laugh and bring tears of joy to your eyes. Responsible retail therapy, whatever it is that you need to do to pour into yourself. And then when you're done, come back and do one thing this week. One phone call, send one letter, or send multiple letters. The way that the system is set up, you'll be able to send multiple letters. And lock arms and connect with other like-minded sisters who want to do the same thing. I named We Can for a reason, to remind us that we can be the change and create the change that we want to see in our communities. We still can, despite all the signs and everything that just looks real dark and bleak right now. We can still win. How? We have to do it together. I hope you go on this journey with us, or stay on this journey with We Can, because this is our fight. This is our lifetime. This is our time to organize, get educated, engage, and then activate ourselves and our community. We can do it in solidarity and together. Thank you.